Welcome to this 446th edition of What the Fuck? Happenings from Inmendum or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, I show you plants, but you've seen them already. Mostly. Yeah, they need water. Really hot here. Just reporting on the weather. I mean, it's always important to know, right? Yeah. It is kind of a context to life, this whole thing where little things establish kind of big things. Whole destinies are written by stupid things like the weather. Cloud formation drifts by and changes your life. And yeah, it's that the subtleties. But I suppose that's true of everything. I mean, a butterfly could hit your windshield when you're driving or something and distract you, and you crash into a watermelon truck and die or something. So yeah, it's all tedious. That's the game we're involved in. So arbitrary. So any minute, any stupid thing can happen, and another stupid thing happens, and another stupid thing happens, and yeah, you're all of a sudden the shit, all over the fan, and yeah, it's nasty. And deserve has nothing to do with it and all that crap. And sometimes being more attentive, being more aware, is almost a liability in that circumstance. Yes, this is sort of my video review. So, yeah, just so you know what segment this is. So yeah, my videos, only did a couple, but good ones again. To the Glibites, the nihilists, the value negators. I still find it hard to believe that the how deep that goes in reality. I mean, I just never thought there was that many nutters. I thought people were stupid, but I didn't think they were, like they'll aggressively defend some sort of idiocy. Like they can't know a truth, value truth. When here they are sitting in a sentient shell, completely vulnerable to obviously bad. I mean, you obviously know it would be bad, if a terrorist shows up and, hacks your wife's head off or something. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It exists in the world, and you can see it. It's usually associated with some sort of grotesque bodily fluid leaking in some sort of disgusting manner. Not complicated. But apparently it is for people, as it just doesn't go with their Donald Trumpian view of the world. I got mine, fuck you. I don't care how I got it either. Fair fight, smear fight. It's apparently that kind of world. It's like even this whole dopey Olympics thing. I mean, the whole Olympics has just been kind of shown up to be a fraud anyway. Look, I'm all for transgender rights and stuff, but it's quite idiotic to let somebody take steroids their whole life, male hormones, and just because they stop, okay, they're a girl. No, it doesn't really. Yes, they can be one. Become one in personality and psychology, but the physical part's still there. They can't undo the extra length of bone, density of bone, density of muscle, and proportion of types of muscles, and all of that. They can't undo all that. And it's kind of obvious. I mean, I should. there should be somebody logical enough to figure this out. That just ain't playing a fair game. Yeah, just ain't. It's like a big giant aliens came here, and said, "Oh, I'm really a human trapped inside of an alien body." And the aliens are naturally 12 feet tall. And so they, start taking some human hormones. And so what? Still 12 feet tall, fucker. Yeah, come on. That's just bullshit. So anyway, I just can't really describe the intensity of the insufferable heat. It really is incredibly humid. Just an incredible combination of stagnant air and sun, radiation, and moisture. Eesh. So anyway, I did do a couple videos of, arguing the two sides of the argument. I suppose the negation of value and the contriving of excuses to play the game, like as if it's all benign. It's a benign game, being, this is like I have to make a video on the billionaire thing, because people just don't get this stuff. Billionaires aren't doing you a favor. They're not making the world a better place. They're taking from the world. They're not giving to the world. People think they create wealth. No, they take wealth. They take possession of it. They take possession of the value that exists in the world. They don't make the value. But this is the psychology of people. They think they have earned everything, and they think they did acquire it all fairly. Even when they inherit it, they somehow think that was a fair competition and they won, and therefore they're validated. And they're just like, I'm just like, what? A funny face I will make in response to that goop as an idea, a concept. Yeah, that's mush. Hey, silver plants. Somebody must have been spray painting there. I wonder who would do that. What kind of fucking idiot. Anyway, so the other video was kind of a junk video that was not bad, actually. I think it was okay for some reason. Oh, it had pictures in it. That's right. Yes, it had pictures of the garden. So I'll put the big giant flower again. Look how big those flowers are. See, that was the one from yesterday. That's today's. There'll be one every day for a week or more from each plant. One flower per day. It seems generous enough. All the little tomatoes. These are called grape tomatoes or something. They stay really puny. I don't know whether it's a great idea or not, but it's all just seeds from the mixture, so I ended up with some of those, and I guess I'm glad I did. One plant anyway. Yeah, so that's good. Good to have variety. Can't really tell you how hot it is out here. It's really, yeah. I don't know if I got a water in there or not. In there, I mean in there. Nothing looks horrible. Some things look bad, but not terrible. I guess I'll do a little bit and then I'll call it a video. Segment. Call it a segment. Yeah, so probably no technology used yet because, whoops, sorry. Okay, sorry for the interruption. I was still having some issues with the computer, but usable, but not reliable kind of a thing. So until I get that fully resolved. I probably won't bother with video editing. And also, I'm kind of lazy, so I'm just using it as an excuse probably. There's probably some truth to that excuse making. But yeah, I will get to it eventually, I'm pretty sure, especially when the weather gets more moderate and even cold, because I don't like the cold, so I'll be indoors more. I won't be challenged with quite as many distractions, and therefore will be more likely to do the business. See, this is a mutant flowers. I hate these damn things. Marigolds that go bad. And I got so many of them. See, this one went bad too. Damn it. And you go to all the world to nurture the little beastie and raise it up, and it turns out to be a shit. And that's just a flower. I can imagine what people feel like when their kids go bad. Ew. 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 Must be a fairly creepy feeling to realize what you've set loose on the world. Some asshole. But they probably just make a bunch of rationalizations. Excuses. Oh, he couldn't help being an asshole. He's not like all the other assholes. He's special my asshole. Special my asshole. That doesn't quite sound right, but I don't know. We'll go with it. So, did I tell you it's hot here? Yeah, it's really hot. Especially when you get in a confined space with a bunch of sweaty plants. Oh, God. Anyway, so that's probably enough. Move on to the next segment, which will be something. So yeah, good videos this week. I just am saying that if you're into that arguments against this value neutrality thing, this idea that humans just make up the concept of value, that they don't make it up rationally or logically, in the sense that there's nothing in the facts to indicate that value exists. And it's just kind of silly. I just saying on its face, it's just, how can conscious beings say, I can detect no facts that indicate there's anything called value because I don't have anything called a value experience. Yeah, it's just as good. Torture me, don't torture me. Same difference. I mean, what conscious being would say that? Obviously, the difference between tortured and not tortured is the value. Ooh. Anyway. Ah, the pool is calling me. Gary, come swimming. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hot. So maybe I'll do that. Anyway, so till the next time. Yeah, maybe I can contrive a pool segment. I don't think so. Anyway, we'll see. And such. So forth and whatnot. Ah, it's science news from the lovely pool. Yeah, look, plenty of room. Yeah. Anyway, really hot out here. So I took notes, sort of. Actually read a couple of stories, but really didn't understand some of them at all. Science is not what it used to be. Yeah. So anyway, the big story everywhere, because I guess it's showy, is some stupid sharks they found in Greenland. Well, I mean, they knew they were there. They always thought they were old, but apparently they're older than they think they are, in terms of how old they get or whatever. Very cold there, right? So it's kind of obvious this cold stuff would have to take a long time to do anything, because it's, you move slow when you're cold. So 400 years, they're saying. Might have an average lifespan of 400 years. Maybe some of them live longer. But they kind of just go based on the fact of how fast they grow, which seems to be very slowly. So they figure the bigger it is, the older it is, which probably isn't terrible figuring. But they do get pretty big, 15 meters? No, 5 meters. So yeah, that's 15 feet isn't, well, it's big, but not huge. Anyway, they don't look very intimidating, actually. Kind of torpedo-ish, but you'd expect that, right? It's cold and moving is a pain. Probably is painful. So anyway, but yeah, the thing that's kind of funny is that it takes 150 years for the females to become big enough, to have offspring. Didn't really say whether they pop them out whole or whether they lay eggs or something. Different sharks do it different ways. So anyway, I don't know if there's much else to say. Greenland shark, you think they could have given it some kind of better name than that, right? I mean, something its own. Gully. Yeah. Pokey, that would have been pokey shark. Yeah, they didn't say what it ate. I mean, it's a carnivore or some kind of predator, they said. Was it chased like really slow squid or something, probably, who knows. Anyway, it's hot. I mean, even with the pool, the sun beating down, it's just, woo. Whew. Maybe I'll go deeper. Excuse me. Oh, yes, that's much better. Oh, yeah, okay. I have to hold the camera in a better position, probably. Well, anyway. I mean, I won't go into it my better side. I should just do the back of my head. But the potties don't have to worry. Yeah, it's not your problem. So anyway, capybaras, or whatever you want to call them, some big giant South American rat-like thing, apparently have invaded Florida. But I didn't read the story because it's, yeah, anything will invade Florida if you put a couple of them out there and let them breed. The fact that they got a bunch of boa constrictors in the Everglades now is kind of funny. I mean, funny, like, well, that was inevitable. So it's kind of good, though. It's a way of preserving wildlife and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'd rather they introduce cheetahs here than frickin' bears. Cheetahs are not much of a threat to a man. Very fast, but they're not very big. So they can hurt you, but I don't know if they can kill you. Well, of course, anything can kill you if it hits you with a brick or something, but I don't know if the cheetahs can actually hold a brick. But anyway. I've actually seen a man wrestle a cheetah and win. So, so it is possible. Anyway, and I don't like capybaras. I mean, they're ugly. Alright, that's not a good excuse. But they are. They're big, giant rats. I mean, they're really, like tall rats. But a lot of things are tall rats. Deer, kangaroos, it's all rats, in one form or another. You always like them when they're furry. So it's like squirrels get away with it because they have that fluffy tail thing. That fluffy tail thing helps. Well, not having them little black eyes also helps. Yeah. But it really shouldn't be about that. It should be about recognizing their sentient brain and delicate sensibilities. So, yeah, it's not a good thing, though. It's just going to be boa constrictor food, right? The boas are going to eat the capybaras. But it'd be like home with the, anacondas or something. Anyway, there's some sort of dark matter radiation thing they were looking for because of some X-rays coming from some anal hole in the universe or something, and but nobody can find them, right? So the Japanese had some sort of probe that it's broken now. Yeah, it went funky and spun itself to death. The Hinami, something hideous. Yeah, Hidiot. That would be a good name for a satellite. The Hidiot. Well, anyway, so it's apparently capable of seeing these X-rays. It didn't see no fucking X-rays, and then some other frickin' probe didn't see no fucking X-rays, so They ought to go find the guy who said he saw X-rays and see if he's broken, because I think the scientist might have been broken. But anyway, they're going to keep trying to find their little dark matter magical stuff. So anyway, they were looking for some stupid thing. I don't know what they call it. Sterile neutrinos. What the fuck? I mean, physicists don't even know their discipline. Sterile neutrino. Oh, come on. Its penis is too short. It can't reproduce. I just, fuck. This is so stupid. Anyway. Okay, so, the American, okay, so this is a North American thing. So some people are saying that the first humans to come to North America, or the Americas, they didn't take the land bridge in this traditional sense because they say they couldn't find enough whatever biological matter in their lake samples from the cores to say they could have survived. And I just find that kind of silly. Humans can literally, we eat grass. I mean, wheat is a grass, and we eat it. And frankly, I think they could have done just fine. But whatever. You know, I don't think they're dependent on elk. You know, that's what they always use as an example. And you know, most of this migration thing always, I think, I think the human genome thing and the little bit of experimenting they have done with the genes and the whole migration from Africa across India and all the way to Australia, that's all coastal migration. I think human beings tend to do this coastal thing. I think right now on planet Earth, if you did a statistical survey of human beings on planet Earth, you'll find that most of the human beings on planet Earth are within like 5 miles or 10 miles of the coast. We're, you know, as much as, you know, we don't seem like it, that's what we are. We're, you know, we're beach animals. You know, the coast would provide lots of opportunity for different kinds of food, from birds to eggs to fish, of course, sea life. Sort of makes sense. You know, especially me sitting in a pool. Yeah, humans and water do mix, mostly, kind of. Anyway, so anyway, there's lots of controversy about it in the sense that nobody agrees, so that's sort of an unwritten, we don't know the real story of that one yet. Who knows what the truth is? It doesn't really matter. All we're really talking about is whether they went, you know, the inland route that's 400 miles away from the coastal route versus, oh, they took a bus. You know, there's not a whole lot of opportunities here. I mean, you got a certain time frame, you got a certain conditions that they know existed, which is there wasn't a bunch of glaciers in their way. So it seems kind of stupid not to concede that, yes, well, there was land there. Humans will cross it. And the very fact that there was so few genetic samples, they say, I don't know what it is with that motorcycle guy. He needs a muffler really, really bad. I mean, some of these new motorcycles, you don't even hear them. And then these guys on their, like, 1914 Harleys, I mean, fuck. Obnoxious. I mean, it's just kind of rude. Wherever you go, you're just being obnoxious. Yeah, and yeah. So what's the point I want to make? Yeah, the very few genetic samples, so to speak. I mean, very much inbreeding in those first people that showed up in North America. It's a very small genetic sample, 7 females, they say, something like that. So that sort of goes with, it wasn't an easy trip. So the fact that they don't find much food value in the lake beds core samples might indicate that, yeah, not everybody, this trip wasn't for everybody. So, yeah, I guess that's why there's so few, is because not everybody could figure out how to eat the grass. Duh. Or whatever, chase fish or whatever, eat the blubber. And I mean, I'm just sick of what people eat. It's disgusting. Humans suck. All right, and the last story before the paper gets sunk into the abyss. Yeah, so they come up with some kind of microscope aid that using this nanotechnology. So these little nano beads of, I can't remember what. I think they're going to use magnesium or lithium or something. Well, anyway, they use these little beads, and the little beads basically are like they diffract light around them. I suppose it's technically something like water in the sense that it's it has a molecular structure that's different than the air. Well, these beads create a density of and a strength of diffraction that would be even more substantial than water. Whether the beads are transparent or not, I'm not sure of. I couldn't quite get this from the story. I mean, the story wasn't very good. But anyway, the idea is you put this stuff, these beads, it's probably like a glue, on top of whatever it is you're looking at, the sample, and it just provides another lens. So now your microscope can look at the surface of the lens and be 5 times stronger than your traditional microscope. And so there were theoretical limits to what microscopes could do because of aperture diffraction. I believe it's the aperture diffraction. You can't make the hole smaller, without diffracting the light so much that you can't see the image, something like that, I think. And so now they're not dependent on that aperture, and they get their lenses essentially floating on the surface of the thing you're looking at, so you just get this extra lens. So it's almost like using, theoretically, gravitational lensing, but obviously that isn't a reality. But you can't bend light with nothing. You have to bend it, nothing being a force. You have to bend it with an actual matter, and that's what they're doing. They're using actual matter to bend the light because it will travel, it'll hit electrons. And when you hit the electrons, that's why water is different. It's because it's 40% slower. The light takes time to get through it because it's getting diffracted. It's getting bent a lot in its course through the substance, and that's why it takes a long time to get through it. It's because it's going all over the fucking place. Theoretically, it's accelerating electrons, and then the electrons are re-emitting the light, and it's just going through a lot of those accelerations and until it finally gets to the end, and it's all the water or the air is transparent because the light actually makes it to the other side in one piece. It doesn't get it's geometrically representative of how it started angularly, so the geometry is rigid enough that there's no obvious distortion or ruining. So anyway, somehow this works this way, but they didn't really have any real good. They had simulations or something, and you're like, well, why are they simulating something that they say they've proven? And are they found I can't remember what they called it, but so they had some kind of language for it, like proof of concept or something. Like somehow they've passed the proof of concept stage. You're just like, what does that mean? Don't they have to actually do it before they say they've done it? Yeah, I think so. Ooh, not 2 points. Yeah, that was kind of a, I don't know, story. Since I said part of me was saying, well, maybe it's just the light thing. The beads give you more external light, so you can actually see the thing you're looking at. But that's another limitation on microscopes, is it gets a little dicey to be able to illuminate the very tiny thing you're trying to look at. But they say they can see the data on a Blu-ray disc or something, and no traditional microscope could do that, or some kind of crap like that. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe good, great. I mean, certainly it would, if it's possible to increase it by 5 times, that would be good, because they always have to resort to electron microscopes to see smaller things, and that relies on essentially annihilating whatever it is you're looking at. So that's not going to help you much, especially microbes and viruses. That's not going to do you much good. So it would be kind of, it could be very interesting, this idea of building the lens on top of the thing you're looking at is an interesting way of, it's like building the microscope the opposite direction. And yeah, theoretically you're not going to be limited by apertures then. And theoretically, I think. So that might be interesting. I mean, as a concept, they might even be able to go further. And that would be very good, because then they could see all this shit and they could realize there's no quantums and there's no nothing in nowhere land doing funky things. And I guess, you know, physics is just so full of shit. So I did do physics videos this week, as I usually do. I just annihilated the two-slit experiment as an argument for waves, I think. I've already annihilated Huygens as an idea. It's just idiotic. It's idiotic because it's so contrived. It's such a preposterous lie to call it a principle when they only use it for one thing, to make the single slit into the double slit experiment. And then the whole idea that it uses the word infinite. You know, an infinite number of little tiny wavelets are created. I mean, it's just silly for a physicist to agree to something as a principle that basically says there's an infinite number of something in there. In between my two fingers, there's an infinite number of something. When physicists have already kind of established that this idea of a Planck constant is a good idea. There's a Planck limit to how small you can go. It works. It's sensible. Yeah, you don't get to do no more of this play with the word infinite as a principle and say that you're going to use something like that to completely distort reality, to make it seem like water behaves like light, and it doesn't. See these patterns in here. See, it is kind of fun, because you can, you know, you can do some experiments, you know, when you're in the pool, in terms of just moving the mass of the water, and you can see the way it interacts, and you can really see the cohesion of water because of the way the bright lines form. You know, that there's a real dampening effect where everything gets dampened into you know, one wave wins. It's like they're all competing, and it's like one gains the dominance, and then that one becomes the dominant one, and everything else will get kind of pushed into it. So you get these, you know, these very brights and not so dark darks, which is interesting. Yeah, it's quite lovely, actually. You know, it happens when you almost do nothing. I mean, and then you can see some of the heat stuff too. But I mean, it's just such an interesting patterns. You know, just from the tiniest movements. You know, sorry for the camera people. It's almost a double slit experiment going there for my single kneecap. Yeah, I don't know why my single knee is creating two waves. It must be Huygensing. I don't think so. It's the two sides of my knee are creating the two waves. Anyway, so that seems like enough. Yeah. So that's the science segment, and so I guess we'll move on. I probably should have sat the other position or something, but I mean, yeah, just a really lovely day, except for the fact that it's about 100 degrees too warm. No, it's not that. It really is. I like warm weather, but as you get older, it gets a little tougher, I guess. I don't know. I'm not quite as in love with it as I used to be in my youth. Just shave 5 degrees off, and I'd be a lot happier, I think. So anyway, I think that's all. So till next time, till the next segment. And so we got to do the drunken peasant thing and then the news thing. So I don't know what order these will be in, so I probably shouldn't say that. Yeah, because I might have already done that segment. And you say, well, you already did that, Gary. How could you do it? You're going to do it again, are you? No, I'm not going to do it again. I'll do it once, and it'll be in some order in this arrangement of videos. This lens is really quite dirty. I should have probably fixed that. Doesn't matter to you, potty, so yeah. Anyway, till momentarily. Alright, the Drunken Peasants segment. Critiquing the critiquers. The critiquers that are like, I don't know, the Pokemon of infotainment, or whatever this kind of crap is. Yeah. Anyway, Trump's sagging polls, Hillary's on. It's the DP Pokemon Hotline, Drunken Peasants 268. Well, that's the one I'm doing anyway, and I'm 9 minutes. So now they've had time to get into their show, and so they should be doing something by now. And we probably won't have to hear an intro, hopefully. But yes, we do have all of this crap on the screen for your potty people. The visuals on the YouTube video really aren't very good. Little icons, big crap, big empty space. Should do something with that empty space. Little flashes of light or something in that big empty spot. They got Paul in the middle of the bar thing there, so he's got the fucked seat. Yeah, he's sitting on the wing or something. Someplace on a plane that's not a good place to sit, right? It's good to be sitting in the toilet, apparently, but anyway, that's a whole different subject. Probably a different subject. I'm assuming it will be a different subject. I don't know, TJ's dressed as like some kind of, I don't know, African bounty hunter or something. Bizarre.
And we're not making that up, like we seriously talked about that. So, interesting.
Hey, you don't get a segment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he kind of does.
Kid, I gotta live with you. You ain't gonna make it in this town.
Let's talk
you're the
about
star of our new segment, Cringe Corner.
Okay, good. It's good to have segments. I have segments now. Yeah, so, yeah, that's the way to go, segments. Cringe Corner. It's kind of a good name, I think, maybe.
Where we all watch you and we try to be the last person to have to... We all watch Egghead do a stand-up comedy routine, and whoever can go the longest without cringing at Egghead wins. So
I don't know who Egghead is, so... I guess he's a funny guy of some kind. Popular funniness.
I'm out. Within the first second, I'm out.
Yeah, Scotty just recuses himself from this competition because he's already cringing thinking about it.
Scotty's like, the very sight of Egghead. Yeah.
I know that feeling. You know, yeah, that doesn't do... That's a little bit cringeworthy. You know, adults wearing whatever, WWF fantasy masks. That's a little cringeworthy. Whatever this getup is, you know, I shoot lions in Africa with cannons outfit. Yeah, that's, you know. And everybody, you know, sunglasses. 3 out of the 4 are wearing sunglasses indoors. You know, I mean, if people did that for any other reasons than pretentious bullshit reasons, you'd almost say that was cringeworthy. It's kind of like picking your nose in public or something. Do you know you're still wearing your sunglasses? I don't know what... Paul's wearing some sort of aeronomical kind of cap or something. I don't know what that is.
Let's talk about our shirt.
All right.
The new shirt.
Oh, so this is such a great show. Let's talk about our Patreon, and let's talk about you subscribing, and let's talk about shirts we're selling. And then we'll do that all over again. We'll just do that all day. Cool.
Paul.
Why don't you sell sunglasses?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Paul, you feeling any white guilt?
This is the last fucking day to get $5 off.
Cha-ching.
Gee, man, that's just so exciting. No, it wasn't at all stimulating.
Do it because it's
Oh.
yeah, it's gonna expire, and then you'll have to pay $5 more if you want one. Because we're not gonna do this promo again.
Don't fucking be one of these idiots that has to pay $5 more, y'all.
White Guilt Paul shirt. So, I don't know. It doesn't really look like Paul's ego, but it doesn't look like a shirt I would wear. Unless I was looking to be cringe-worthy. If I wanted to be cringe-worthy, I'd wear some dorky-looking piece of shit like that. But whatever. White guilt. So this is important somehow. I don't know. I don't even know what to make out of that one, frankly, at all. Should Whitey be guilty about the Indians? I mean, it was inevitable. They were going to get slaughtered by something. The other Indians, right? I mean, the Aztecs were going to come up and kill them all. And so it's not like we caused something horrible. We just made horrible happen sooner. That's really what everything is about, right? Horrible happening sooner than it should have. And so you should have had more time to talk about selling t-shirts and subscribing, and you were denied that extra time to talk about that stuff. And Pokemon, you didn't get to play extra Pokemon. And that's one of the great tragedies, is that if your life is cut short, you don't get to play extra Pokemon. Sad face.
Get your White Guilt Paul shirt, $5 off by getting it today. 136 people have already bought it.
Yeah,
136.
Well, you say they're people. You know, I think you have to prove that. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure these things that are on the internet are actually people in any uncringeworthy manner.
Very wise people.
that totally.
I can't believe that's actually a shirt.
Yeah, that over 100 people are going to wear.
Dude, every time I see Paul now, I'm buying one of these shirts just to wear around. I'm like,
You know,
look
Paul-
at this shirt, Paul.
That's why, like, you know, that's why I don't take any prediction about the future seriously, because when you got that picture taken and you got it back and you saw how horrible it was, you never would have thought in a million fucking years, like, one day, this horrible picture of me,
It's even worse.
taken on the worst day of my life, will be on a t-shirt.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's gonna be great. We're gonna go places with Paul wearing these shirts and just be like, "That's him. Look, that's the guy, right?"
Yeah, well, I'd say, you know, anybody could make one of those shirts pretty easily by just taking a picture of any of you at any time, and it's not going to be a good picture. I'm pretty sure. Happens in my videos. I mean, sometimes the icon is just horrible. You just say, oh, gee, that's disappointing. But that's all you say. You say, oh, gee, that's disappointing. And then you move right along and say, oh, there's Pokemon to play. I don't need to waste time worrying about that.
There.
I also want to
Like
remind
that-
everyone that our
And I have to subscribe to stuff. I don't have time to worry about bad icons.
Vimeo On Demand page has 3 new videos. A few people went and watched them. Check them out. The links are in the description. It's 3 private shows,
3 of our awesome, drunken, debaucherous private shows
Yes.
are available on Vimeo.
which are crazy.
For $5 a piece.
And you know what I noticed?
So wow, this was a really great part of the show, isn't it? The let's sell shit part of the show. I wonder if the whole show is just selling shit and people are like, oh man, that's such a cool show, the selling shit show. It's like watching Trump fire people. Gee, I didn't see that coming.
The 2 older ones out of the 3 are pre-Paul being an official drunken peasant.
Oh.
And then the last one is the first private show where Paul joined us, like, officially.
Cool. So
Yeah.
you guys can watch the debut private
Yeah, the debut old archaic crap. Wow. Maybe I can go find a video of me where I wipe my ass. And I'll sell that for $5.
show of Paul's motherfucking ego. It's available down below.
Check it out.
Do that
The
shit.
January show.
January.
Oh, he was probably telling some sort of after Christmas story about, you know, Santa Claus having to get chemotherapy, and it was all very tragic, and all the elves were upset, and Blah, 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 blah. Or something like that.
I was wondering why this year's been so shit. It's because we added this fucking fat tub of fucking faggot shit to the show, man.
Yep.
Fat tub of faggot shit. Well, at least it's not faggot shit with AIDS.
Yep.
Why don't you do the No True Scotsman, Paul?
Hasn't done that in a while. Why don't you tell the story, Paul? Huh?
Dude, Ben
All
doesn't
these
play.
things.
Ben doesn't play the fucking bagpipe drop for me anymore, man.
Is that all you need? Seriously.
That's all I need. Like, if a No True Scotsman happens, just play the bagpipes, man. That's what I have to do to summon the Scotsman. I can't just
Alright.
bust him out.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Paul does tell a good story, but he's probably all out of good stories by now because his life hasn't been that marvelous. So he only has so many stories. That's all he's got. I only have so many also, but I don't waste any time telling them, generally speaking.
Can you say "bust out the Scotsman" in a Scottish accent?
I don't know. Are there bagpipes playing?
Oh fuck!
We need bagpipe stat.
I'm just afraid there'll be like some ridiculous.
All these bags can't come up with some kind of imitation of a bagpipe. I'm sure TJ can do that by just blowing through his nose. Yeah, that's bagpipes, right? You just make honking noises. Honk! That's a bagpipe. I mean, lovely. Lovely. I like bagpipes, actually. But it is just a bunch of honking.
Copyrighted bagpipe.
Just play it for like 5 seconds. You'll be
Hey,
fine.
you're pretty sad if you're out there copywriting bagpipe music, dude.
Yeah,
you never
dude.
fucking know.
This video has been DMCA'd by Seamus Mulroney.
Yep.
I thought it would be Marani. To Seamus Marani. There we go.
Oh, it's time to stop.
Ah, his mic won't work at the same time as the music's playing. Isn't that? That's pretty funny.
Buddy.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that worked so well. So how long have they been doing this? 268 episodes. They haven't figured out that, yeah, we can't put, oh, okay, yeah, there's that talking over thing, suppression. Can't have two people talking at once.
Tell me.
You were cutting out.
Yeah. The music was drowning you out. I had it too loud.
No.
No, it's not too loud. You're too, see, I mean, these people really aren't very bright, right? Yes, that's true. They're not very bright. All right, well, anyway, I'm way past 3 minutes now. A minute past 3 minutes, which is enough to be past. So we'll come back next week and do another exciting 3 minutes of cringeworthy commentary on, what did they comment on? Oh, that's right, nothing. There was no commentary here. There was no infotainment at all. It was just buy a t-shirt of Paul, that we have a funny picture of Paul, and we'll call it White Guilt, and it'll be funny. Oh. Anyway, oh. The pain, the pain, the pain. Okay, so till next time, such. Mostly. Alright, time for the news. Without the news guy, but still hasn't shown up. And such. But, you know, just sue him and all that kind of stuff, or whatever. Make him pay some sort of reparations. Clean the lint out of my belly button or something. Anyway. Yeah, that might be okay. Anyway, news. Yeah, so this is the Google feed. Figure out, look at their RSS feed to see why mine doesn't work and theirs does. Or something like that. Maybe. See if they have any cheaty tags in there that still work for Firefox. And then I'll wonder why they let some of those tags by and they don't let other tags by. But anyway. don't get this whole feed thing anyway. They have like Washington Post, CNN, and then they have a list of all these articles from different places like Fox News and all that kind of thing. I don't understand this. And there's 322 news articles, and then there's 211 news articles. I don't know what any of this means. Very strange. So anyway, this first thing is so apparently a deadly shooting of an armed man by Milwaukee police has stirred anger. So yeah, in the future I will go read these stories ahead of time and spare you my ignorance. But it does seem kind of stupid that if they shot somebody who actually had a gun. But I mean, you know, depends on where the gun was, I suppose. Has stirred anger, fear, disbelief, violent protest. Protesters burned several stores, threw rocks. Police Saturday night at the north side, leaving the officer. 3 protesters arrested. Milwaukee mayor, blah blah, who says, who cares? Local officials plan to meet with church and community leaders Sunday to discuss why a move forward, ways to move forward. Well, God will help. See how he always intervenes and helps? God's so helpful in these circumstances. Now wait a minute, God is useless. Why are you meeting at a church? God's not going to solve any of these problems. I never thought I'd see my own city in a state of unrest and potential riot. Oh, a resident said. Stupid. You know, sooner or later everybody's going to burn, right? I mean, here there's been all kinds of that crap in the 60s. It's all the 70s. Even the 80s, Philadelphia. It all started Saturday afternoon when a pair of police officers stopped 2 people driving through the North Side neighborhood, police said. They led to a foot chase between the people in the car and police, which ended when an officer shot one of the 2, a 23-year-old man who was armed with a handgun, authorities said. Well, whether he was armed or not, it still doesn't matter. I mean, if you found a gun on him after you shot him, that still doesn't matter. The police officer ordered that individual to drop his gun. The individual did not drop his gun. Okay, during a news conference today, he said he had the gun with him and the officers fired several times. I don't know, that whole several time thing does seem a little bit excessive. You're just trying to stop the guy, so yeah, shoot him in the arm, for fuck's sake. Cops ought to know how to shoot. The man died at the scene. It was unclear how many bullets. It was unclear Sunday morning whether the second occupant of the car was in police custody. Oh, they're too busy shooting the other guy. The officer who fired the fatal shots was not injured and will be placed on administrative duty and double pay, probably. The officer who fired the shot, a 24-year-old, Jesus, and has 6 years of service with the Milwaukee Police Department. He's 24 and he has 6 years of service. So he started when he was 18. Oh dear. Passionate police officer? That's a little scary. So apparently he wasn't in the military first to learn how to shoot. There as an officer, police provide no further details on the identities of the officers or the occupants of the car. Let's see. The officer was wearing a body camera at the time of the shooting. Well, there you go. Good news. So, this is a neighborhood that is unfortunately been affected by violence in recent past. The shooting occurred near the same place where a double homicide happened on August 9th. In that incident, a man was shot dead and another was fatally stabbed. Well, anyway, what happened tonight may not have been right. I'm not justifying that, but no one can deny the fact that there are problems. Who said this? Racial problems in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, that need to be rectified. Rantney said. Who the hell's he? Alderman. Oh, okay. Inequality, injustice, unemployment, and undereducation. Yes, there's lots of things that are the cause of people being nasty. But yes, you know, live by the gun, die by the gun, blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't have too much empathy for gun toters. So, yeah, fuck that one. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I mean, protest, motest. I'm not a big fan of protesting and burning things and all this other crap, so hard to pick a side here. Asshole versus asshole. What do? See which one's gaping, or which one has bits of toilet paper stuck in it? I don't know. It's just all very disgusting. I don't wish to choose a side. Let me put it that way. Alright, outsiders cause violence. I don't know, some gas station thing. I don't know if I really want to mess with a gas station story. Dems flooded with vulgar, suspicious message following online data dump. So apparently some hacker outed, whatever that word is, dropped docs on a bunch of Democratic whatchamacallers. Nancy Pelosi, oh, I thought she was dead. DCCC hacking brought on obscene and sick calls. Oh dear. Yeah, I get some of that. You know, it's hardly the end of the world. It just verifies the fact that there's absolutely nothing about the human race to glorify or dignify with any kind of endorsement. It's not a good project. Making humans is dumb, 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 dumb. All of these motherfucking cunt trolls have mothers. They're all skanky motherfucking cunts, quite obviously. They couldn't raise a decent human being. Most people aren't capable of doing that. It's just true. Most people do, in fact, suck. As you find out. Robert Ailes, you know, the stories about all these people, all these hypocrites who talk about all this morality shit, and then they sit there and goddamn screw the babysitter, and you're just like, you know, fucking A. Alright, some mosque leader guy got killed. He was probably assassinated by some other religious fanatic, probably, right? But it would be appropriate for there to be a little blowback, I suppose. Hey, it's Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot killed a guy. Wow. So, instead of drawing Muhammad Thunderfoot, you're out there assassinating Umaws and shit, right? I wonder how they sketched the guy. I thought they shot the two only people in the thing, so... I mean, killed them. Oh, look at that. The artist signs his work. That's so cute. I did a police sketch and I signed it. Yeah. It's kind of funny, though. Yeah. Thunderfoot went on a rampage and killed an imam. Police in New York City are searching for the man who fatally shot the leader of the mosque and a friend. Oh, I thought it was a servant. In the other story, I think it said, in the other headline, it said, and his sycophant dick sucker. And a friend, as they left afternoon prayers. Well, what is that? You know, every 15 minutes they're doing that shit. Setting off fear and anguish among the community of blah 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 Muslim immigrants. Well, fuck you. I mean, really. Take your Muslim shit and go immigrate to some Muslim place. This is a fucking, basically, a country that doesn't, respects no religion. It's in the Constitution. It's not a respecter of religion. That means we say, fuck you. Yeah. Yeah, I know the whole Christian thing, but that's just a mistake. Bad turn of fate. Although police said no motive had been established for the killing of the Imami Mama Ebijobi, 55, and 64-year-old Saturday afternoon near Blackie Mosque, community leaders are worried the slayings could be rooted in intolerance. Well, damn, you people seem pretty fucking intolerant of fucking everything on goddamn earth. If I do this to Mohammed, you get all panicked and have to go kill people. You fucking cunts have no right to complain, man. You should get blowback all over yourselves. You fucking suicide bombing lunatic motherfuckers. I mean, you go hacking people's arms and legs off for the smallest of fucking violations. You kooks. Oh, just fuck off with this Muhammad shit. Yeah, I'm intolerant, yes. I will admit, I am intolerant. I hate stupid, retarded religions, and I especially hate them when they're not even in fucking English. Shit. If you're gonna have a retarded religion, at least convert it into English, shitheads. There's nothing in the preliminary investigation to indicate they were targeted because of their faith. Well, yeah, they weren't targeted because of what? Because he, what, stole a soda from the gas station? It's a deputy inspector. Oh, he's a deputy inspector, Clouseau, of the New York City fuck-up department. The Amon's daughter, Nakaribe Hepe, said her father was a cruel, beastly, ugly motherfucker who smelled like poo and who beat her regularly. Described by worshippers as a pious man who often forced young boys to blow his cock. Didn't have any problems with anyone as long as they did exactly what he said. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, he looks tolerant as fuck. Crazy fuck, crazy fuck, crazy fuck, crazy fuck. Oh, she said, the Armand and Udabala were close friends and often fondled each other's nutsack, who always walked together because, well, you know, they had to walk it off after they had a good strain of the pelvic muscles. They had to go take a little walkie. From their homes on the same street. Well, of course they were on the same street because, yeah, it makes it convenient. Police said the men were shot in the head. Well, it's probably as good at any place because there's no brains they couldn't possibly hit anything valuable by shooting them in the head. All the rest of their parts have some value. You could use their liver or their kidneys for something useful, but their brain is obviously a pile of shit. So yeah, go ahead and shoot that part. As they left the mosque in Ozone Park, section of Queens, shortly before 2 p.m. They later were pronounced dead. Oh, sometime later they were. Yes, they don't bother saying they're dead when they're dead. Just wait until later to say they're dead. So, Sadia said video surveillance showed they were approached from behind by a man in a dark polo shirt, oh, OJ, and shorts, well that's interesting, who shot them and then fled south on 79th Street with a gun still in hand. Well, obviously if he didn't leave it at the scene, it would still be in his hand, and since he's wearing shorts, it's, you know, kind of inconvenient to be sticking it anywhere else. Police released a sketch early Sunday of a dark-haired, bearded man wearing glasses. Police said witness described the shooter as a man with a medium complexion. Oh yes, maybe they'll arrest Thunderfoot. No arrest has been made by early Sunday. That's why we just all be sitting on pins and needles to find out what the whole point was. But I'm sure it's just some sort of Muslim thing, right? Yes. Members of the Badashi Muslim community served by the mosque said they want the shooting to be treated as a hate crime. Well, why don't you wait and find out what the shooting's about? Maybe he's just a Sunni or a Shiite or some other kind of fucking subdivision of your kooky religion, you know? I mean, Muslims kill Muslims. Newsflash, Muslims. Muslims kill Muslims. More than 100 people attended a rally Sunday night, chanted, "We want justice." So 100 people show up and then they get to be on the news. I have to get 100 people to show up and we can chant something like, "Fuck you, everybody." Like, everyone, except us. Fuck all of you assholes who aren't us. Yeah, that's a good idea. The Council on American Islamic Relations, an advocacy group, held a news conference and, you know, mostly they wet their pants a little bit and they went, "We're not a hate club. Muslims is the peace of love and we're the religion of happy and fun." No, you're not, you stupid cunts. Anyway, Sarah Sahadi, a member of the Mayor Bill de Blasio, whatever, stupid fucking cunt, a creepy bastard fucker, mayor of New York, staff who serves as a liaison to Muslim communities. Well, how's he liaison? Does he have like a bulletproof vest and a shield and he goes up to the Muslims and says, "Can I talk to you guys a little bit? I'm just going to talk. I'm not going to draw any pictures of Muhammad. Just want to talk a little bit." You know, that's some kind of great job, being a liaison to fucking insane creepoids. I'd pay that guy a lot of money. I understand the fear because I feel it myself. Every fucking day I go to talk to one of these Muslim kooks, I know I'm going to get shot because they're all crazy motherfuckers. They have this crazy whole snake idea that you go to hell and a snake bites you for eternity. Holy shit. And then if you're a nice guy, right, the nice guys get to go fuck virgins who didn't ask for it, and I don't even, where the fuck does they get all the virgins from? I mean, what the fuck are they doing? They making virgins or something? Where the hell are they getting them all? If everybody's getting 70 of them, there's got to be an awful lot of fucking dead virgins somewhere. Anyway. Latina James, who's the city's public advocate, serves as a watchdog for the city agency, said in a statement, I'm going to say a bunch of gibbery jabbery, because that's what I'm paid to do. I'm just paid to say fucktard, loony, blah, 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 blah. And everything's supposed to be okay because I had a press conference and I said everything's okay. So you get it? I'm the public okay officer, and I just say blah, 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 blah. Oh, isn't it horrible? Oh, the poor Muslims. Oh, the poor people. Oh, everybody's so aggrieved. Oh, 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 oh. There, I did my job. Give me my check. Oh, fuck all of this crap. Cops are all getting awfully fat. They can't chase anybody, another fat, bald cop. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. No wonder I have to shoot everybody because they can't catch anyone. Oh, 7 kids. So the crazy fuck had 7 kids. Ugh, disgusting. Said she rushed to her parents' home after the shooting to go steal all of Daddy's money. Because I knew he had a bunch of it hidden in a closet. So I ran home and I stole all of Daddy's money. Because he's been stealing from his congregation for years, and he has a big $1 million pile of money in the house, and I like money because I can buy prettier burkas that way. Alright, so anyway, fuck the news. Sucks. Because humans suck. We wouldn't have shitty news like this if humans had fucking dignity and wouldn't allow each other to be poo-eating Muslim kooks. At least force them all to stay in some insane asylum called Iran or something. Let them all stay over there and be creepy over there. We don't need to import any of these creepy fucks. Shit. Anyway. So I believe I've done my job for the day. And I'll move on to the next ludicrous bit of life. Just one little bit of ludicrous after another. Life is a ludicrous engine. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Mostly. And till next time, and such, and so forth and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's did my job. Oh yeah, well, I'll just throw in there. I have been updating my photos. This photo thing seemed like a reasonable idea. I did that contest thing. How come whenever you load something Google, my browser just totally fucks? It's just so weird. I mean, I just load the friggin' feed page, and fucks the browser. So anyway, I have been adding more pictures of garden and such, and whatever else is about that I can take a picture of that I think is interesting. So I will continue this process of adding pictures to this page. So I'll leave a link below to the whatever photo page and whatnot. They're all just thumbnails, but you click on the thumbnail and the image doesn't display because Firefox is retarded. And you should be able to zoom in on it, but Firefox is retarded, so yeah. The browser's a little bit too many tabs open or some such bullshit. So, but anyway, it does work most of the time. Mostly. And such. So, keep this one clean, and maybe I'll make a dirty page full of dirty things. But anyway. So, just another piece of value, sort of, produced through the Inmendum Ludicrous Engine. Anyway, there's just so much to do. Overwhelming amount of work for me to do here on Earth. Did get the praying mantis actually eating a poor little bug. It's quite horrible. Anyway. Disgusting anyway. Revolting. Nasty. Anyway. Yeah, now that's enough. So this is probably over an hour, which is not good. I should try to have a consistent show thing. But maybe not. So anyway, till the next time. Have a lovely day, blah blah blah. Hot as hell here still. And such.